Now I've flown from Birmingham today to Cancun, Mexico. This is outside the bus station right here. This bus is going to get me to Belize. It's Belize tomorrow. So I'm just having a look around Cancun in this area. I'm not going to see much. I just want to take a photograph of me in a Mexican flag. Try some good Mexican food. Because now it's my 73rd country. I'm going to get from Cancun to Panama City in the next 7 or 8 days. Wish me luck. Check this out. Nachos and a soft beer. 30 pesos. Unbelievable. So I'm not going to be back in Cancun until like New Year's Eve when I fly back to England. So this is pretty much the only type of Mexican thing I'm going to see. Unless we come back to Cancun soon. I mean, I might go to Mexico City. Definitely get cheap flights, but I don't really think there's anything interesting to see in Cancun. I mean, I once dated this great chick 20 years ago in Australia, and she told me Cancun wasn't that clean and all. I mean, I don't find anything wrong, it's just so much cheaper to fly to Cancun from the UK than to fly to Mexico City, because if you fly to Mexico City directly, it's so expensive. But then if you transit in America, it's also expensive if you need a visa. So, TUI got me a Cancun for less than 250 quid. But, it's just giving me a diving point to get to 7 more nations in the next few days. So, I'm leaving San Salvador right now to head to Guatemala. I've been waiting on a bus station for 3 hours, no bus going until now. I thought, why am I wasting my life hanging at bus stations? I mean, I know I never really hung at bus stations in England, but I was never really that severely delayed by 3 hours. Plus, I'm feeling kind of shit because I just drank the water today and, God, I think I got a stomach bug. Not diarrhea, but just like the need of going to the bathroom now and then. So I'm just gonna leave El Salvador now, go to Honduras. So it's 10:15 at night on the bus. Going to Belize, get there tomorrow morning. They tell me about this, I've got to pay some money on the border. It's bullshit, because I have to pay 1,000 pesos when I fly out in 2 weeks. It's a scam. So it is. So right now, I've just been stamped into Belize, my 75th nation. That's the immigration hut over there. So now, signed you in English. I can speak English again. Yeah, it's the 75th nation. I mean, think about it, like, it was 2 years, a month, a couple of days, and Russia was my 50th. So now it's 75. So it just means I've only got, like, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. So 6 more nations to go till my trip's done. I'm probably just gonna look around Belize City in the morning, might head to the capital, but like I need to get out of Belize tomorrow, because they only gave me a 2-day limit, as they said I was just transiting through. It is St. John's Anglican Cathedral, built in the colonial times, like this is going back to 1810 something. Then this thing here, because Belize is only one of a few countries who recognize Taiwan as a country, the Taiwanese government gives them a lot of money so they can like redevelop a lot of good things, historical things. So you'll see a lot of like praises for the Taiwanese all around this country. Anthony, and this is the Caribbean Sea. That leads us towards the Atlantic Ocean, where I just left off yesterday from England. That's my first time in Belize. Now this lighthouse right here is called Baron Bliss Lighthouse and Gravesite. Reason being, Baron Bliss, when he died, he wanted to be buried near the sea, so that's why he's buried right here. When he died, leaving his fortune to Belize in 1926, his will stipulated they should be buried near the sea, and the present day lighthouse is built as a memorial, just so people can, ships can crash into these rocks. So it says, born 1869, died 9th of March 1926 on board his yacht Sea King in Belize Harbour. So on the other side right here, fourth Baron Bliss is the former King of Portugal, so he's probably Portuguese related. And from his grave actually says that he was in memory of Henry Barwood Ernest Victor Bliss, JP, of Marlow in the country of Buckingham, England. That's where I live, England, yeah. And something benefactor of this colony. Yeah, so this is very significant. And also down there, that's a tourist attraction, the Belize sign. I'm going to go right now. I'm leaving on the chicken bus to go out to the border of Belize and Guatemala. I don't know what's really going to happen. I already spent 25 American dollars on a supposedly bus from here to Flores, but I don't think it's like non-existent. So I think you can only get the border bus. You can only get the bus from the border to Flores. I mean, so let's end up in Flores tonight. I'll be happy. I mean, I'm getting paid tomorrow. So, okay, so this is a lesson you should know. There is no bullshit bus that runs from Belize to Flores, okay? Alright, it's later crap, so if you see anyone trying to sell you a ticket to Flores and Belize City, please tell them to fuck off, because seriously, like, I've just like crossed the border and I've waited, and there's no buses to go to Flores. And I would assume, of course, that everybody on the Belizean side, Guatemalan side says, hey, you bought a bus ticket, that bus is supposed to get you to Flores. It doesn't! So basically, you have to do it yourself. You have to get a chicken bus from Belize City all the way to the border of Guatemala, pay $18 US, actually 17 if you've not really stayed a day, and then cross over the border, get stamped into Guatemala, and then find your own way to freaking Flores. I mean, this stupid bus stop over there just didn't say anything. It said Flores, and I was like, ticket. I was like, no, you fucking idiot. Like, you know, look, you're on the border, you should be having buses to Flores, you retards. I mean, why can't there just be signs up at this border stop saying, hey, look, buses here, goes to Flores, please get on the bus. It's like they all are in other major. So, right now I'm in Flores. I made it to Flores last night. Hitchhiked on a bus, paid 50 quazuzels, and just got to Flores. Stayed in a hostel down this road, very loving, very hippie-like. You got chickens, cats, and things. Wait. Oh, rabbits, yeah. So today, main aim is to get to Guatemala City, or Antigua, just so I can get to El Salvador tomorrow. Because, you know, like, time is, like, short, like, you have to... If I got to 3 nations yesterday, Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, well, today I'm going to spend all day in Guatemala. Tomorrow I've got to be in both El Salvador and Honduras. You know, just make the most of your time. Luckily I got paid today, which is a good thing. I was getting really shit scared about, like, you know, running out of money and not getting paid. Because, like, the thing was, like, when I quit my job earlier this year, I actually got, like, 2 paychecks, which I wasn't supposed to get. I was supposed to get a second paycheck in, like, July, but that didn't really happen. So the thing is, today I'm just gonna walk to the bus station, see if I get a bus somewhere. I could go to that Tikal Mayan Ruin thing, but, you know, like, cost more money. So this island right here, that's off Flores. The city where I'm gonna get my buses over there. So, like, welcome to Flores. The funny thing is, 2 Flores. There's one in Indonesia and one here in Guatemala. So, the thing is, like, there's not much of a difference. I mean, there's different countries, but the funny thing is, in Flores, in Indonesia, they're a lot more Christian than the rest of Indonesia. So, this is my bus that's going to take me to Guatemala City. It's luxury, like double-decker. So, for someone. I mean, only 300 quazuzels, so maybe 30 quid, I guess. This is what we call luxury on a bus, like the 300 quazuzels. I'm never gonna get that Guatemalan money. You get seats like this, stretch out, reclining stuff, power spots, Wi-Fi, and even toilet down there, and some drinks later on. Whoops. Oh, I think we're going now. Yep, we're going. So, good night all. Well, it looks like they've given me a bottle of water and a biscuit. Very sweet. Oh, and then a little lolly. Mint lolly. Chocolate. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the time I was getting these buses in Thailand from Bangkok to the Myanmar border. Like Mae Sai, they give you like a lunch pack like this. Then I'll stop for a bit of snacks later on the day. Actually, it's in the evening. Good morning, everybody. I'm in Guatemala City right now, capital of Guatemala. Just got off a bus at this big station, and the thing is, you couldn't even walk from the train station. It's like a local bus. So I'm gonna see if I can find a Wi-Fi hotspot somewhere, and it'll tell me where the hell I am. Because I'm only supposed to be here for a few hours. I really need to get a bus to El Salvador today at 4 o'clock from Tika bus, which the bus company I'm very familiar with, despite the fact this is my first time in Central America. I always told myself that if I ever was to overland in Central America, most of the buses from Guatemala to Panama would be on Tika. So I'm hoping it's... So here I am in the main part of Guatemala City, where all the plazas and cathedrals are. Yeah, and then there's the big flag over there. Yeah, that's a big flag. So like, this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the heart of Guatemala City, where all the cathedrals, parliaments, museums, cemeteries are all located. I don't even think there's any cemeteries nearby, but you get one. And here we are, the flag of Guatemala flying in the plaza. Big building over there, cathedral over there. Water fountains right in front of me. So right now, just riding on the metro train out to the Tika bus terminal so I can get my bus to go to San Salvador. If there's a bus leaving, I'll just go, yep, get on it. If not, I'll just wait a while. So it's like 8:30 night, somewhere in El Salvador. Made my 77th nation. Just heading out to the capital, San Salvador now. I should have left at 2, but the bus didn't leave till 4. I got stamped out of Guatemala. No issues, just got shortchanged for swapping cruzuzels to dollars, because you use US dollars here. So then on the El Salvador side, there's no stamp, like this border guard just writes your passport down on a piece of paper. It's not that exciting. I would prefer to stamp. But I'll get a stamp when I go to Honduras the next few days. Just hoping I get to San Salvador in an okay time. I know my hostel's name. Just have to get a taxi. Everyone, right now in the capital of San Salvador in El Salvador, my 77th nation. I'm gonna go do some tourist sites over there. I mean, there's a big cathedral over there. There's another church over there that was closed, so I'm gonna go see what's in that. This is San Salvador. The cathedral over there, where I think their modern day saint is buried, but it's closed. Statue of a liberator right there. Flags are flying up. And Placino Nacional. Yeah, it's a big government building, yeah. This is Carla Lopez, a lovely lady who emigrated from El Salvador to Sweden in the 1980s, and she's one of the first people from Latin America to have a seat in this. This is me eating a frozen banana dipped in chocolate and covered in nuts. Kind of reminds me of some shitty time in Australia back as a teenager when I had to make my own stupid chopped banana shit in class, and it was fucking horrible. Nobody wanted to be with me. Yeah, so I don't really like looking back at my high school. I just basically said to people, look, I was a fucking retard in school. I didn't consider anything. I flunked in geography. But the thing is, I've been to 77 countries right now. So, Mr. Movagnara, wherever you are, look, I might have been a dumb piece of shit in your class, but The important thing was I went to Andorra, and you taught me about Andorra. But, you know, I still like to consider myself, you know, proudly retarded in most cases. But then there are always going to be other people who are even bigger retards than I am. So therefore, if they're bigger retards than me, that makes me. So, made it to Honduras. I was waiting in line to get my passport stamped. I've been waiting for at least 25 minutes. This day is really killing me. I even hate to say that I got a gastro. Not a gastro, but it's the stomach. Actually, the stomach. The Honduran capital right now. Texcoco. I don't know how to say it. Like, I've never been here. I only know one Honduran in my life, David, the Sid from New and Spoiler. And the thing is, you know, fucking take a bus, you're a piece of shit. You're late again for the second day in a row. You're 3 hours late leaving San Salvador today. So I'm like 11 o'clock at night. And worst of all, you take a bus terminal in the Honduran capital is way out of town, so at the airport. So I've just been walking around for the last 25 minutes. Just trying to find fucking ATM. And there's no ATM around here. So like, how the hell am I gonna get to my hotel safely tonight without being mugged? So it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and you're out to the bus terminal, which is really far away out from the capital. And I go to Nicaragua today, so it's gonna be a good day. Had a good time here in Honduras, but time's running out. We need to get to Costa Rica by Saturday morning. On the bus to Nicaragua. Happy Christmas. Just traveling through Honduras right now. On the way to the Nicaraguan border. I'll be at the border in a few hours' time. Anyway, they've given me this nice Nicaraguan hat from this tourist company. They were doing a bit of promotion outside the bus station, so there it is. Hey, this is me in the capital of Managua. Over there, that's my hero, Hugo Chavez, the past president of Venezuela. What a legend. So right now I'm in the main part of the Honduran capital, Managua. There's a big church over there, which I think the Spanish might have built in the days. There's a parliament, a government building over there, and another building over there, a flag. And basically, it's kind of like a Christmas market, which has been happening down the street, heading out towards where Hugo Chavez roundabout is located, which is about like 2 miles away. So we're just going to have a look. So here we have a memorial park to a couple of heroes in Nicaragua. This is Thomas Bjorg. I think over there, that guy was killed in the Sandinista war against the, you know, that dictatorship family. And then there's another person's grave. And here in the Nicaraguan capital, people are lighting off firecrackers, fireworks, and these neon things, they're lighting up the Managua light. I mean, look, there's a colour of the flag, the Sandinista colour, and all these like curly shaped trees. It's all over the capital. Amazing. And then you got like the local heroes, like such big figurine over there. I think it's not the real one. There's another big one which I might try to find tonight. Then we've got some government buildings, and then there's another monument over here. Then the monument, I think towards Simon, yeah. So here we have a port to honor Salvador Allende, the president of Chile, who was overthrown by the CIA in 1973. So right now I've paid 5 Nicaraguan cobras and to get into this park. So it's got a big quote from the legendary Salvador Allende. I want to say this in Spanish. Sigan usted sabiendo que mucho mía temprano que tarde de nuevo se abran las grandes almendras por donde pasa el hombre libre para construyó una sociedad, monsieur. He's a socialist, okay? So you should look him up. And we've come to another monument in this park or port. We have flags flying from Cuba, Nicaragua, Colombia, Dominica. The park says Nicaragua la alegría vivir en Panzi. That means. But it's like Plaza de Alva, so Antigua, Bolivia, Dominica, St. Vincent, Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Ecuador. It's quite weird because Antigua is still under British, not occupation or anything, but it's still got the head of state, it's not a republic. I mean, Bolivia is republic, Dominica is republic, still Queen monarchy, Ecuador, Nicaragua. And this is what I've been looking for. This is a monument to Salvador Allende. The only president in Chilean history to have committed suicide while in office. I blame you CIA bastards for what you did in 1973. You killed so many left-wing people. Thanks a lot, that General Pinochet. All I can say is, fuck imperialism. If Che Guevara was alive back then in 1973, he'd be fucking spewing. So, rest in peace, Salvador Allende, you're a hero. One day I'll make it to Chile so I can pay. So right now, I've made it closer to Revolution Square. This monument here, I'm guessing its significance about Nicaragua independence. But the thing was, like, all these countries in Central America, I think they're like part of the Mexican Empire. And then they would like a unity of like 6 Central American nations. And then they all became independent in the 19th century, like they're split from each other. That's why when you look at the Honduran flag, it's a 5 stars, representing like one day 5 countries could all combine together. But it's not gonna happen. It's just a huge difference between, like, you know, Hondurans, Nicaraguans, El Salvadorans, Costa Ricans, Panamanians, and Guatemalans. I mean, matter of fact, Belizean isn't really considered part of this because they were always. I mean, Belize is always thought to be a part of like Guatemala, but as a dispute, it doesn't happen. This monument here, it's Pope John Paul II. So he must have visited this part of town. Here we have another Sandinistas, as I like to call it, anti-imperialist fighter from the 1970s, 1980s war. You gotta remember, these guys dethroned a stupid family dynasty that was running this country for over like 40 years. So right now, at the bus station in Managua. I'm gonna leave to get to Costa Rica today. So adios. Just left the border of Costa Rica, and I'm now in my 80th nation. Can you believe it? It's like 8 years ago I left Australia for the first time as a solo person going to a country that wasn't New Zealand, to America. And now 8 years later, I'm on my 80th nation. And actually it's my 18th new nation this year in 2018. So it's quite symbolic. I mean, I should go to Panama tonight or tomorrow, but I'm looking. Girls like Metalhead to the world, people like Metalhead here. I'm in San Jose, Costa Rica, my 80th nation. And I've got, let's see, I got 2 days until I gotta fly back to Mexico. I got an early morning flight on Saturday. It's now Thursday, the 27th of December. And I'm just kicking around San Jose. I mean, to be honest with you all, I could have gone to Panama today. I could have taken a bus to the Panama border. But it's too much of a hassle to go there and then come back and fly back. I mean, my plan was I could have just gone all the way to Panama City, but it was going to be too expensive to fly back to Mexico from Panama City, and it was much cheaper to fly back from like San Salvador or San Jose. And plus, if I was going to go to Panama for laughs, just to step across the border for a few hours and say, hey, I'm in Panama, and then come back, it'd be pointless that I didn't make it to Panama City or the canals. So if I want to visit Panama, I think I'm gonna have to go to Colombia someday, and then just get a flight to Panama, fly back to Bogota. Would I go back to Central America? Not really, because I mean I'm gonna be too busy chasing other countries in the world. I mean it's quite bad that I haven't made Mexico City. I mean look, I'm standing in the front statue of like the girl Hidalgo who was a hero for the Mexicans. But Mexico City would be a lot more interesting than Cancun. I have to go back to Cancun on Saturday. Just like kick around the beach till my flight back to Birmingham on Monday and New Year's. Jimmy guys. So, looks like today there's going to be another parade on the streets of San Jose, like it was yesterday. I mean, yesterday there was a parade with horses and cowboys and cowgirls. Today, I think it's going to be a bit funny. Yeah, that's what it's going to be like. It's going to be hilarious. But I'm not really going to be like waiting around for people to come by over here. I'm just going to keep walking. See if I find. This is kind of like the Central Park of San Jose, or the Hyde Park of San Jose. Got a big, beautiful lake right here. It's really vast. But I can't see much wildlife living in it. Huge hype for this parade today. Don't know what I thought about, but it's probably like post-Christmas New Year celebration. Well, it's New Year's Eve, 3 o'clock in Cancun. It's already New Year's Day in my country of birth, Australia, and it'll soon be New Year's Day where I live in London. So I'm just going back to Birmingham tonight. So when I land in Birmingham tomorrow, it's going to be New Year's Day, so I'm going to miss out on a bloody countdown. I'm going to miss out on Jules Holland's Hootenanny, but I saw it last year, and there's nobody pretty cool on this year, apart from Michael Bublé. My 2-week trip to Central America has been quite fantastic. I've made it to 7 countries. I haven't really seen much of Cancun. I didn't really care much about it. I mean, a lot of my mate Eric Tequila, who was the former bassist in New Orleans, was like, oh, I gotta see the beach and stuff. So I was like, look, just because I was born in Australia doesn't make me a beach person. Seriously, I'm not interested in beaches. If I had to do it again, was there anything I'd change? I think I'd probably spend less time in Guatemala and just rush on to Panama City. I mean, no regrets in not making it. I mean, 8 years ago, I didn't make it to Mexico when I lived in America for 6 weeks. So that was a really deep regret, and I also deeply regret that I didn't go to Central America because I was too busy chasing after that porn star, Carol Cox, in Montreal. So I can't say when I will go back to Mexico at all. I mean, I do want to go to Mexico City, but I'll do it like later on in life. I've got like other countries like to get to in South America, Africa, and Asia. It's like right now I'm on 80 countries, so I want to make 100 countries before the 23rd of April 2020. Because that's the day I first left Oceania and traveled overseas on my own. So 2019. I don't think I'll make 19 nations, because 2018 I'll make 80 nations, well 80 new nations, but I'm hoping next year I'll push into the 90s, so I'm making my 90th country somehow.